If you're an e-commerce founder and you're not using this month to fix your deliverability, you're forcing every campaign for the rest of Q1 to fight an uphill battle. What's worse, you're likely leaving 50% of your revenue on the table because your emails are tanking in the inbox. And I'm gonna show you exactly what to do to fix this. All right, January. If there's one month that decides how the rest of your Q1 performs, it's this one. And the funny thing is, the reason has nothing to do with New Year's, new customers. It's your deliverability. Your inbox placement coming out of Q4 basically decides how hard your flows, campaigns, and even paid integrations can work for the next 3 months. And here's the catch. Deliverability almost always dips during the holidays. You don't feel it in November, you don't feel it in December, but you feel it right now in January. So in this breakdown, I will walk you through why this drop happens, why January is the best time to fix it, the exact play that we run for clients, and a case study showing how a simple repair lifted revenue by 56%. On a side note, for the brands that actually tightened up deliverability before BFCM, you're usually in a better spot than everyone else coming into January. If your reputation is already high, your authentication was clean, and your segments were healthy going into the holidays, the hit that you take in Q4 is typically a lot softer. You'll still feel some of the usual seasonal drag as everyone does, but you don't walk into January trying to climb out of a hole, which is good news. For teams that have prepped well, January ends up becoming more of a reset and light tune-up rather than a full repair and reset job. So let's get into it. So firstly, why is there a drop in deliverability in the first place? First, your sending patterns finally calm down. You're not hammering the list with promos, reminders, and multi-sends. So all of that noise disappears. Your volume steadily settles into a steady rhythm, and Gmail absolutely loves predictable behavior. When you stop spiking sends, your reputation gets room to breathe again. Second, engagement becomes brutally honest. If someone's opening your emails in January, they actually care. They're not opening because you dangled a 40, 50% off discount code. They're not in holiday shopping mode anymore. These are the clearest signals that you get all year. And they're exactly the kind of signals that Google uses to rebuild trust. Third, the inbox itself quiets down. In Q4, you're competing against the world, every single brand on earth. In January, the landscape clears out. So your email stands out again, which makes it way easier for inbox providers to separate you from the clutter and say, okay, this sender's looking solid, let's place them up higher in priority, and so on and so forth. Fourth, Gmail and Yahoo are resetting their filters after the retail chaos that's happening in Q4. Q4 is nightmare season. Spam spikes, bad actors are surging, filtering gets super aggressive. So once that passes, the algorithm typically loosens up. So this is the moment when a brand can jump from low reputation to medium to high faster than any time of the year. And fifth, the improvements that you're going to be making now doesn't just help January. They're going to set up your entire Q1 and beyond. Your flows, your campaigns, your paid media integrations, all of them are going to perform better when inbox placement is healthy before February and the rest of the year hits. That's why experienced operators treat January like a deliverability rehab. So fix the signals now, and the whole quarter and the whole year will feel a lot smoother. All right, so let's walk through the actual repair plays that we run for clients. And yes, this is the exact sequence that drove the 56% lift in a case study you'll see later. First, we look at Google Postmaster tools. This is your source of truth. It tells you your domain reputation, complaint rates, IP health, delivery errors, the stuff that actually determines whether Gmail trusts you. If you're not tracking Postmaster, everything else is guesswork. Second, we run a Litmus spam test before any major send. Think of this as a pre-flight check. If Gmail flags you during this testing, you fix the issue before it hits real inboxes and tanks your reputation. It's one of those small steps that saves you from irreparable, preventable damage. Third, we make sure authentication is fully locked in. So that means SPF, DKIM, DMARC. Since the 2024 rule changes, Gmail and Yahoo are not messing around no more. Missing even one authentication protocol can cripple your placement, no matter how good your copy or creative is. So this is foundational. Fourth, we tighten up segments for about a week or two. That usually means sending to only your 30, 45-day openers or recent buyers, people who have proven that they're still paying attention. This sends Gmail a really clean signal. All right, people are actually engaging again. Fifth, we warm up gradually. Start with smaller sends and slowly scale back up to your normal rhythm. The mistake that people are often making is that jumping straight from tiny segments into full scale, full list blasts. And that's how you undo all the progress that you've just made. And six, we clean up flows. We audit anything that's automated. Welcome flows, post-purchase, abandoned carts, sunset flows, and shut off anything that is quietly tanking engagement. Sometimes a single overactive or poorly timed flow is really all it takes to drag your entire system and entire center score down. Now, none of these steps are dramatic per se, but together they rebuild trust with the inbox providers that truly matter faster than anything else. This is the exact system we run every January. So let me walk you through a real example so you can see this all in action. StopWatt and eSaverWatt came to us with the same problem. They had great offers, they have a very big buyer list, but none of their emails were actually landing in inboxes. Their domain reputation was low, and a lot of that had to do with how they handled Q4. Wide segments, cold contacts, very noisy traffic. So what we did was we run the January repair playbook I just walked you through, tightened up their segments, cleaned up flows, authenticated everything properly, slow warm up, pause the noise, and made sure that signals were clean. So here's what happened once inbox placement started to improve. For StopWatt, deliverability went from what we call poor to actually good. Reputation went from low to high, and their email revenue jumped 56% in just 30 days. eSaverWatt saw the same pattern. Reputation moved from low to high, and they ended up with a 45% lift in email revenue, plus meaningful engagement gains. Their open rates were up 30% year on year. Clicks were up about 5+%. The only thing that changed was inbox placement. Once their emails were actually landing in the right inboxes where they were supposed to, the whole system and lifecycle and the whole ecosystem woke up again. Flows were working, campaigns hit better, and every piece of revenue that email touched got healthier. And that's why the January reset is not just a niche tactic, this is foundational for the entire year. So this is the cleanest way to think about it. Q4 is where you push volume. January is where you repair reputation. Q1 is where you feel the lift. So if you skip this window of repair, every campaign that you send out in February and March is gonna feel like an uphill battle. But if you fix this now, everything, flows, campaigns, paid media, and any integration related to retention becomes way easier and way more predictable. Before we wrap up, here's a quick gut check to see that you can use to see whether your domain is actually healthy or if you've been flying a little too close to the sun. Just look at 4 things. Your spam rates should basically be non-existent, something like under 0.01%. Your bounce rate should stay under 1%. Unsubscribes should land under about 0.3%. And inside Google Postmaster, while this tool is still around and lasts, your domain reputation should still be showing up as high. Even if one of those looks off, January is the best moment to deal with it. This is your cleanest window all year to reset those signals and set things up for a successful 2026. If your email feels a little soft right now, don't start overthinking the creative or the offer. It's probably your deliverability right now. And January is the best month to fix it because everything else is quiet. The audience, honest, and Gmail's filters are basically resetting themselves after the holiday chaos and the Q4 mess. So if you want to see this repair play in action, I'll link the case studies below. It shows you exactly what changed, how fast the results came in once placement recovered. And if you want tightening up your system, you can book a retention audit down below. The link's in the description. Or if you want weekly insights, step-by-step breakdowns, actual operator commentary, no fluff, stuff that you can actually use immediately, scan this QR code and join our newsletter. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.